Hi gardeners. I have let my raised bed go. We've been really working hard on the main garden, and this experimental bed, we haven't done anything to it for about, all winter. And here's what happens. Massive overgrowth, and I've been clearing it out, but it only took a couple of hours to clear it down to the base soil. Now this is still good and crumbly, but as you can see, it looks like it's lacking a bit of nutrients. I would say that's probably true because so many weeds were in it. Now, if you think of weeds as ground cover, great, but we need to add some nutrients to this so that I can start planting in some of my excess crops. Here are a couple of cabbages. It's a little late for cabbage, so this is an experiment. The ones in our main garden are already forming heads. These are the two runts that we didn't need for the main garden, so we're going to see if we can get an extra bit of cabbage out of these two here. And if we don't, it was a noble experiment. This is the same thing. It's an excess kohlrabi, and it has grown very nicely. And as you can see, it's got a lot of small leaves in the middle, and the bases of those leaves will form the kohlrabi bulb that is so delicious. The main thing that we're going to have in our experimental garden, these are a pleasant gift. Red vein sorrel. Nice person gave us a couple of them, and they're wonderful lemony flavor in salads, and we'll try to plant this in this area here today, but we need some extra nutrients. This soil is just not good enough to really support good growth. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to go back to the cold bin, the cold compost bin. It's been 10 months. If you go to a video and the link below in the description, I'll have a link. We're going to see what's happened with primarily yard and kitchen waste over the past 10 months. So we'll go and see how Trooper's doing on the way, and then we'll open it up. So, the cold bin here has mainly garden lawn waste. As you can see, this is just grass here, but underneath I've also been putting things like kitchen waste. You can already see how the combination of kitchen waste and old paper is starting to decompose on the top. Now let's flip over about 6 or 7 inches and see how it's looking farther down. So this has been going for a couple of months now, and as you can see, we're getting a browning. This is not a real cook. It doesn't have a high temperature, but this is just the natural decomposition of leaves and whatnot. If we go even farther down, start finding that it's starting to get drier down here. We don't water this. We let natural rain do the work. But the farther down we go, there's the beginning of our good decomposition. There's some pine needles in here. We have pine trees nearby, and we still have another couple feet to go here. And now we can see how the natural decomposition in nature is beginning to affect this. This is beginning to have that smell of a forest floor to it. So it is damp, but I can't squeeze out any moisture to it. And then just a few inches farther down, really begins to turn this dark brown color that tells us that it's breaking down and returning the nutrients to a usable form for us. So we'll go all the way to the bottom here, take some of that out in the trusty old bucket, and then we'll start getting the bed back in shape to take those plants for later in the day. All right? With a little work, you can grow your own food. Thanks.